peripheral it works. My peripheral. I can see. Yeah, move that shit. See, that's what I'm saying. You got me on. Let me go. Damn. Like, chill. Don't be this with all that. Let me wipe your face. I got a 7 heart likes. Thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Excuse me. Cause at the library, that's where I learn to read. That's where I learn to read. At the library, I learned to love to read. Boom. Let me stop singing her shit. Before they try to cover me just as humming it. YouTube certified, ain't they? They is certified over here. Okay, I will get to Candace real quick, but Cuff Boys got this random video that was obviously on my algorithm because I watch Cuff Boys. What the title say? Pooh Shiesty arrested by FBI for what? That's a lot of responsibility. Look, 24,000 already and counting. Why am I trying to click on the? Give him a thumbs up. Come on, let me see what happened.
You need to produce a high-quality podcast, record like a pro, edit with a prompt,
YouTube commercials
and
with
publish instantly.
Copyrighted music.
You bring the guests, we'll do the rest. Give Riverside a try.
Me with these emails. I understood the Drewski one. I just let it go. You be trying to catch it. Yeah,
music is one of the best ways to express your feelings. That's why today we're gonna do some.
Pooh Shiesty has been arrested by the feds for allegedly kidnapping and robbing Gucci Mane at gun.
When did this happen? Isn't this his artist? Didn't he just get out?
To get out of his record deal. Pooh Shiesty is...
Oh, sheesh. Not to get out of your record deal. That's a little dramatic. That's a little dramatic, don't you think? Hold on, let me see.
Crash out dummy. Now going back to prison for...
I thought he just damn got out 2 months ago. Didn't he just get out like 2 months ago? It could have been like 6. I don't necessarily know, but I swear to God, this dude just got out.
His life, he just got out, made another hit song, and now he's doing this dumb
I didn't even know he made another
It's so
hit song.
stupid what he did. I'm going to read all of it. Hit subscribe. Let's go.
I didn't even...
Rabel, I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas.
Isn't that going to be a parole violation, probation violation? Ain't this going to be...
This in Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr.,
Not your damn daddy. That's...
E. Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon.
What kind of crash out dummy mission was they on? All 9 well, how you get your daddy involved? How did you get your daddy involved? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like all the extra stuff, but your daddy? What did he have to do with it?
The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims.
So this is an arranged meeting to discuss his record label bullshit with Gucci Mane, and he pulls this stunt.
Right.
Like, it's so stupid.
I mean,
how do you think he's gonna get away with this? It's just brain dead.
As alleged, once these three men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint.
Real smart. Yeah. Forcing Gucci Mane to sign papers, not expecting to get in trouble for it. It's just gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna be a free man after this. I'll be out of my record label so brain dead. It's like the biggest crash out dummy shit ever.
But you ain't have no other method to get out of your record deal? That was the best you could think of? He must like going to jail. He must like jail, prison. He got to get out, and that was your solution? Blame it on your damn daddy, because I don't even know how he got involved. Was he driving? Was he the driver?
Remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
So you robbing them and kidnapping them.
Dumb. While we're doing this on the side,
We're gonna
with
rob
a
you.
big record deal situation, we're also going to take Rolexes, right? Because why not? So stupid.
One of the victims was watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness.
Gucci Mane's cameraman was choked really badly, apparently. I saw somewhere on Twitter he's a white dude.
Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense.
What a fucking... It just keeps getting better and better. It just keeps getting better and better. You just got out. You on house arrest.
As alleged for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida.
Does he want to be a free man? Like, it's almost like they're doing this because they want to go back to prison.
I
Because that's how
told
fucking stupid
I
this is.
just told you, they
Just
like
you.
prison.
Building your app
They like it. They love it.
on Base
What?
44.
Freedom?
Describe
No.
it. And it's real. One thought leads to more thoughts.
We're invincible.
Layer by layer, taking shape. When you need your tools, bring them in. They just click.
This is about this.
End of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention.
See what I mean?
Part of the terms of his home detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm.
It's almost funny. Like, commit no crimes, have no firearms. Check, check. That's both of them.
Let me make sure
His
that
father,
I do it.
Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victims.
There's always some of these idiots self-snitching, posting evidence of you robbing someone of their fucking jewelry because you're a moron.
The charging document outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendants' roles in the federal offense. This is as follows. Electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location.
Oh my god. You're just going to list everything they have on him. They have him tracked there every which way. License plate readers.
Which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions.
Number one.
Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a vehicle that was used by the group.
Bro leaving breadcrumbs for the feds.
I knew
Great
he
plan,
was
Pooch Ice-T.
I knew he
I'm
was
sure it
the
worked out
driver.
well, huh?
From the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least 2 of the defendants, social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense, Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis.
Pooh Shiesty put these boys on a Greyhound? You couldn't have got them a flight. Was Pooh Shiesty on a Greyhound? Did they think that Greyhound doesn't keep records of people on there and they thought that was like more slick than a flight? This is so dumb.
In this case, came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met with firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document. This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you choose to do this, we will, together with our law enforcement partners here and the other ones in the Northern District of Texas, will bring you swiftly to justice.
All right, they're asking him questions now.
Questions, if you would just identify who you're.
I saw it on the algorithm, and it was up next. Let me go to Nikki real quick. Bye, mommy. How many lights she had in there? Walk in closet. Oh. That's an interesting way to scrub your back. Okay, pumice stone. Okay. Whatever. Okay, told. Warm me up. What we drinking? What we eating? What is this? Hold on just a second. I'll get so caught up in her. Just keep up. Ice. Okay. What is, I don't know. She moving too fast. Something that's going to evaporate. Poppy. What? This is supposed to be self-care. What are you drinking? Okay. More ice. What now? Chocolate? Tap? What are we, oh, yeah. A little chocolate. Okay. Tub. Didn't she just damn take a shower? Let me mind my bed. Don't play that music, honey. Oh, Jets. She just took a shower. Why are you in the bath? Okay. Cream, moisturizer, powder, spray,
Please wait.
30. What is, that little thing that she be, face, clean, lashes, of course. Who was that? Oh, I thought I saw somebody walking in the back. Okay. I'm gonna say cut that music. Okay. What is massage? Okay. Look at her in that little dress. I was just being nosy. Cause she be on the algorithm, so I'm going algorithm with you, honey. Before we get to Candace, Lord, cause it's her last day before she won't know.
These viral Paleo Belly beef sticks are on sale right now for 30 beef sticks for $36. These are the most delicious beef sticks on the market. There are tons of flavors and they're naturally fermented. This is my...
All right, you guys, happy Thursday. What do I have for you? Well, Pam Bondi has been fired. That's obviously...
Pam. Why am I just not finding this out? It actually said it in the description. I skipped completely past it. Pam Bondi got fired. What happened? She should have quit. I hope she go rogue. I mean, technically she can't go rogue because she didn't got fired, but should she write a book? Might take too long. I don't know. I want to see what's going to happen with Pam. Oh, I can't believe she got fired. I wonder what happened. Why haven't I heard about this? I'm just being nosy because I'm nosy. Donald Trump dismisses attorney, replacing her with Todd Blanche as the interim replacement. Todd Blanche. Wasn't he the, Todd Blanche was something. Several sources reported earlier this week that he would do so. Oh, okay. So he had already been talking about it. He was already talking about it. Who is this by? Before I get to reading. Blavity. And whoever that is. Jahara. Okay, let me just see what's going on. President Donald Trump fired Pam Bondi as Attorney General on Thursday after several sources reported earlier this week that he would do so. Bondi is being replaced by an interim basis with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Okay, yeah, that was his former lawyer or something like that. It was the name Blanche. Okay, Trump addressed the move on his Truth Social platform, oh Lord, praising Bondi as a loyal friend and her work in the administration. He did not give a reason for Bondi's dismissal, according to CNN and NBC News. Pam Bondi, quote, is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as my Attorney General over the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across our country, with murders plummeting to their lowest level since 1900. The fuck this nigga talking about? He continued, we love Pam and she will be transitioning to a much needed and important new job in the private sector, to be announced at a date in the near future. Okay. Trump was reportedly unhappy with Bondi's performance. Okay. Grown, frustrated, recent day over her performance. Key frustrations including her handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files and concerns that she had not pursued investigation or prosecutions against Trump's political adversaries as aggressively as he wanted. A source familiar with the matter said, per CNN, okay, in the days leading up to her firing, Trump spoke privately with allies about firing Bondi. On Wednesday, he spoke with Bondi, informing her that it would likely happen. White House insider said the conversation was rough as Trump explained that he was replacing Bondi in the near future. CNN reported. Bondi confirmed in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, that over the next month she would, quote, tirelessly transition her office to Blanche before moving to an important private sector role. I am thrilled about and where I will continue fighting. Okay. All right, we get it.
Big news. I guess it's good. Right. Probably will be replaced with somebody worse. I don't know. But I'm still wondering how Blake Neff is still employed. Blakey Neff, he is my favorite of the shady bunch over at Turning Point USA because I just don't know how he does it, right? He is just so notably and publicly emotionally immature that he makes what we do fun here. He gets angry, he lashes out, he says stuff, and inevitably he always just kind of makes things worse for them. It's like watching reruns of Tom and Jerry. Like, we know how it ends, but Tom's got a Tom, Blake's got a Blake, you know? Also, it is high time before we go on break next week that we begin delicately prodding the narrative that Erica was with her mother receiving treatments when she got the call from Mikey McCoy that Charlie had been shot. I've been quietly investigating that in the background, and I'd like to tell you what I have thus far discovered. So let's get into it. Welcome back to Candace.
If you're in your 30s, this one's for you. Salon gels are so damaging, and regular nail polish chips after just a couple of days. I've finally found a real game changer. The best part is the removal. In 1 minute, it's gone. No acetone, no scraping, no damage. Just wipe and move on. It gives you the durability and shine of a gel, but with a clean formula and gentle removal. It cures instantly under LED and stays flawless for up to 12 days. And the routine couldn't be easier. Base, color, top coat, cure each layer under the lamp, and you're done. The result speaks for itself, a glossy, even finish with a clean, vegan formula that's up to 84% biosourced and free from endocrine disruptors or allergens. I went for poppy red and hortensia, but there are more.
You was there for birthday. Well, let's just see what happened. Let's see. Obviously, she went with her little mama, so we'll see.
Okay, first and foremost, I wanted to provide you guys with a fun little update because yesterday we told you about decoy boy number 2, Zachariah Qureshi. He was detained. Kash Patel shut down the investigation for an hour and a half. And then he was released, and we weren't told much more. We revealed to you, and that was obviously in large credit due to Baron Coleman, that his dad is an 06 in the Navy. I guess he's in the Navy Reserves part-time. Mitch Snow saw a meeting concluding in Fort Huachuca the day before, and he said there were a lot of 06s. And I sort of wondered out loud whether or not Daddy Qureshi had any connections to Fort Huachuca. Via his Built app that he co-founded, which I am told and now understanding is exactly for mission prep, like has the ability to create a real 3D visual walkthrough. So you could, in this example, you could see without being in Utah where Charlie was going to be sitting, where you were going to take him and drive him to Timpanogos Hospital, which door you were going to go through at Timpanogos if you were prepping for a mission. That app would come in handy. Now, again, can't say that's what it was used for. What I can state is that someone else is in Ahmed Qureshi's family, and Tor Qureshi is his name, and he was, in fact, stationed at Fort Huachuca. Same family. According to Tor Qureshi's LinkedIn, he trained there using reconnaissance drones. He trained how to use reconnaissance drones. So I just thought that you should know that it really is like a military family affair surrounding this event. Anyway, now quickly switching gears here to the topic of the day. So there is something about a guilty conscience it causes people to overthink unnecessarily, right? They scheme, they plot, they're trying to fill in holes in a narrative, they're trying to be prepared. They don't really pause to consider that sometimes with too many details or overthinking things and saying too much, you kind of incriminate yourself. Right? It's unnecessary complexity that is added to an issue. Too many details. What transpires is something that is known as mythomania. I learned this word today. That's our vocab word of the day, mythomania. The definition of that is it is an unusual or pathological tendency to exaggerate or tell lies. Okay. Example, I would say Bibi Netanyahu, right? Perfect example of this, overthinking, making things complex. When Charlie died, his team, they were thinking too hard. They were like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So people definitely don't think it's you. As soon as he gets shot, you should tweet, even before the president of the United States, that you're praying for Charlie. That will definitely remove suspicion. If you tweet first, even though you're fighting this massive war everywhere, and this isn't your country, if you tweet first, you're praying for Charlie, that will, no one will think it was you. Narrator, people did, in fact, find that tweet to be remarkably suspicious. And then his team were overthinking some more, and they were like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Then the very next day, we'll get you on Fox, where you should passionately deny that you killed him. That will definitely remove suspicion. Narrator, it most certainly did not remove any suspicion. Again, they went a little too complex, right? Similarly, when I sat down with Erica Kirk on December 15th, I had a very short list of questions, like I told you, that I was seeking clarity on. I did not. You'll recall back in December, think that Erica was a part of any plot to assassinate her husband. Did I think some of her actions and movements were strange? Sure. But I was being very empirical, just following what was in front of me, following the proof that I had. And Erica had not told any verifiable lies to the public until right before we met. She publicly told Glenn Beck that she had Charlie's phone and he did not text people the night before saying that he was fearful of his life. That was kind of, for me, the first, it was a disastrous PR campaign altogether that week, which ended with her alongside Barry Weiss. That was weird to me. My antenna started going up. But when I went into that meeting, nonetheless, I had very pure intentions. I just wanted to seek clarity. At no point on my podcast prior to that moment had I attacked Erica, nor, and this is perhaps more crucial, nor did I ever question whether or not Charlie wanted her to become the CEO, okay? Frankly, my thought when they announced her as CEO was, that was probably for the public, it's like this, everyone's so emotional, everyone feels all over the place. It was supposed to be this emotional, feel-good, hey, we're making a public decision. Charlie is gone, but his legacy is going to live on through his wife.
Right.
And I thought that she's probably not really going to be the CEO. She's kind of just more kind of be the icon. And Justin Strife is probably going to be running things behind the scenes. So I was very caught off guard and surprised when, during our meeting, out of nowhere, they pulled out a piece of paper, which they had printed out, and they said, oh, this is a transcript of what Charlie said when he named Erica, said that he wanted Erica to take over for him in the event that he dies. I was like, huh? And they were going to hand me the transcript. I was like, I haven't even talked about this at all on my show. I don't need that. And I was surprised because I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for proof of that. Didn't make any claims about that. But they, for some reason, wanted to clarify that, to put that on record, something that didn't really need clarification. Why were they overthinking that? So, of course, the opposite thing happened, where for the first time, I thought, is there something weird about that? Did Charlie say that? And Erica had previously, before I sat down with her, confirmed that there was a video of this moment, a video of Charlie just weeks before he died saying that he wanted her to take over the company. A stunning claim for two reasons right off the bat. One, because Charlie Kirk, on every stage that he was ever on, repeatedly said that women should not aspire to climb the corporate ladder and to become CEOs because that is not fulfilling, right? He said over and over again that home life was of more substance, of more value. He said this even beside Erica, in front of Erica, across from Erica. They together spoke about the mistake of women thinking that they could have it all. And he was speaking about that, to be sure, in an environment where there were two living parents. So even with two living parents, Charlie stated profusely to his audiences that women should not strive toward corporatism, right? We all agree. Now suddenly we're being told by Erica.
Taxes was so taxing.
That privately, and also just a couple of weeks before he died, Charlie had completely reversed course. And he did that, again, in a private setting in front of his donors. He just did a 180. And within kind of the most dramatic situation imagined. Like he was saying, if I die, which would reduce our children to having just one parent, I would want, at that moment, my wife to step up and to assume the role of CEO. And that's certainly what Erica Kirk told Megyn Kelly on November 24th. Take a listen.
In August, before all this happened, he had a event where he had some donors at. And one of the first questions they asked was, God forbid if something happens to you, like what would happen next, a turning point? And Charlie made a really interesting point. He said, companies, example, Apple, Macintosh. He said they're founder-led. He said, but what I have built will one day, if I'm not around, be vision-led. And he had made mention at the end, Erica will do a great job running it. And when I watched that video this week, it really put into perspective my youth and what I went through growing up and what I witnessed, my mom having her own company and being a single mother and watching her be the blueprint of, I'm not afraid of raising my children alone because I saw my mom do that. I'm not afraid of being a CEO because I saw my mom do that.
So now it's kind of tracking for me why she started saying that her mother grew up as a single mother. She never did. I told you Erica had a bonus parent. She always had a stepfather in the home when her parents divorced, and her father was always in her life. But I see now we're curating for this moment of becoming the CEO. And this feels too timely, right? This investor meeting, what she's referring to, just so you know, took place from August 15th to the 17th in Aspen. So this was a mere 3 weeks before Charlie died. And making matters more interesting was AmFest. This is Turning Point's big year-end event. They decided to make premiere Charlie saying this, but audio only. Okay, so they stripped the video and used just the audio as Erica's walkout music. They used what they are alleging is Charlie's voice, but no video. That's a very curious decision, because if you do in fact have a video of Charlie naming his wife to the position of CEO, wouldn't that be the most powerful footage that you could possibly release to get the public to rally behind her? Everyone's missing him. They're missing his voice. Wouldn't that be like the first thing you did? How powerful would it have been to have a video running and then you see Charlie and he's like, I want my wife to be the CEO if I die, right? And so I'm wondering what would possibly guide your decision to only release the audio? And I'm going to allow you to listen to that audio. And I want you to listen carefully to the audio, okay? Listen carefully to the audio. Take a listen.
A lot of this could be done without me, and I believe that. I mean, from the high school department, the college department, let's make Turning Point so big that it can survive beyond just the founder. A lot of organizations and groups, as soon as a founder leaves, it just kind of collapses. A lot of my job is not always in the day-to-day details. It's very much vision casting, very much driving success. But we have a great board, and God forbid if something happens, they'll figure it out. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erica would do a great job.
Oh, it didn't sound like him at the end. You know, when that robot get it, that AI robot, ooh, it got a certain crisp to it at the end. You know that, and I'm just saying, I hadn't heard a lot of AI before. Trust me. Remember when what was that? What was those AI videos that they had started doing with the celebrities? Remember Cardi B had called them out. Oh, a good one is, remember the Steve Harvey one. They had a Cardi B one, but remember the Steve Harvey little AI commercial that they started using his voice, and you see, and you know, like it'll sound like them, but then it'll, you know, like those certain words, it'll have like that crisp to it. And you'd be like, oh, no, that ain't Steve. Look.
Just sort of a weird ending there, no?
I told you at the end, that crisp. I'm like,
Answering the question, we have a great board. Like, you know, they'll figure everything out. And then suddenly I appoint my wife. So great board. I appoint my wife to do if anything happens to me. It seems out of place. At the very least, we can determine that is clearly an edited audio. That's very clearly edited audio. So I set about, just sort of after I met with her, reaching out to people that attended that event, like trying to figure out, okay, who attended this event? Like, what was their memory about this event? And I spoke to a total of 4 people, and I can tell you that 3 out of the 4 people, and one was a couple, did not remember Charlie saying this. They did not remember Charlie Kirk saying this. And the 4th person, or rather couple, who said that they did remember it, and without giving you guys, alluding to any further details, they would be considered a conflicted witness because they have ties to Turning Point outside of a donor relationship, okay? So I found that to be very compelling. That's not something you forget. She said it's the first question he's asked. Hey, you're 31. What happens if you die? You know, what do you want to happen if you die? That does not seem true. It doesn't ring true to me, okay? Anyway, so yesterday, Blake Neff, he went to, or maybe it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, he went to Arizona State University. And somebody asked him a question and really kind of took them to the cleaners, just saying like, look, Turning Point's got some shady connections. Erica used to be in a CIA video. You seem to be reversing course on everything that Charlie wanted. And like, what's up with this? What's going on here? And Blake Neff was very emotional as he always is. And he went on to emphatically insist that Charlie desperately wanted Erica to be his successor. I want to take a listen to what Blake Neff said back to the student.
The reason Erica is front and center at Turning Point.
What would you tell a man who can scroll for hours but can't work for 10 minutes and hates himself for it every night?
I'd tell him his brain isn't broken. It's
is because when Charlie was alive, people repeatedly asked, Charlie, we're worried something will happen to it. People always speculated that something could happen to Charlie. And when he was asked, he would first of all, he was totally fearless. He would just say like, oh, it'll be fine. Erica will take over for me. That is what he said over and over. I saw them interact all the time, almost on a daily basis. Even when he was traveling, he was calling her all the time. He was talking to her all the time. Charlie and Erica were partners. They were husband and wife in a deep way. Their marriage was incredibly admirable. I've seen a lot of marriages. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Charlie and Erica's was exceptional. They were on the same wavelength. I saw how much that relationship, I didn't know Erica as well prior to Charlie's death, but especially in the wake of it, I saw how much everything he'd done meant to her and how completely committed she was to fulfilling his mission, what he had done in life, that she knew the life I thought I was going to live has changed very abruptly, but I am fearlessly going to embrace the new one because I know it's what I have to do for my husband and for his legacy. That is the reason she was put front and center. And she hasn't really. She's become the CEO of the organization because that is what Charlie wanted, and it's because I saw it with all the people who were senior at Turning Point. There wasn't even a question that that is what would happen. There was no one forcing this. There was no one pressuring it to happen. This is what everyone at Turning Point wanted to happen.
Yeah, I think the employees would say something else. But said another way, Blake is saying that Charlie prioritized his business above his family. Okay? That is what he's saying. That he often thought about what would happen if he died. And in Charlie's head, he wanted his children to be raised by nannies while his wife assumed his position of CEO. Even though his whole life he said, even if you're married and you're both alive, a wife shouldn't do that. But he was like, if I die, the most important thing is going to be making sure that this company continues. And Erica's the right person to do this. So he knew what that job consisted of. Traveling, working 80-hour weeks sometimes. That's what they are telling you. Charlie cared more about Turning Point USA than his own children's well-being. There is no other rational way to interpret, if I die, I want my wife to assume this role. So I thought, you know what? Blake shared that video publicly yesterday. I thought I'd politely ask Blake to maybe share the video of Charlie saying that. That this is like, hey, this could go a very long way. Here's what I said beneath the video. But
exactly. I'm like, y'all keep saying that he said it. I'm pretty sure y'all got a video of it. And not just the thing about it. That was weird. We know AI. Trust me, we know AI at this point. Ooh. Certified and all that AI. It just got a certain, you know, it just got like a certain little twang to it. Just got a certain little twang to it. I don't know how else to say it. Just got a certain little. Okay, all right.
On X, I said, I love this. Can you please release the video that you shot in Aspen of him naming her as his successor a couple of weeks before he died? I just feel like that would go a long way. And whoa, did he get back to me with something fierce. Some would say he got a little too complex, okay? He said this.
Candace, we haven't bothered playing it because we know psychopathic predators like yourself do not care what is true or false, and normal evidentiary logic has no effect on you. You're the kind of person who sees coded messages in the number 33, but then ignores evidence like DNA on a rifle or Tyler Robinson's own family members turning him in. Playing the audio at AmFest already wasn't enough. You will obviously just say it's AI or a hologram or an Israeli actor or something. So what's the point? Israeli actor? We gave up the possibility of any good faith conversation with you months ago. It's like trying to reason with a maniac brandishing a knife or screaming at people on the subway. You're the same thing. Ooh, 1.1 million views.
We haven't bothered playing it because we know psychopathic predators like yourself do not care what is true or false, and normal evidentiary logic has no effect on you. You're the kind of person who sees coded messages in the number 33, but then ignores evidence like DNA on a rifle or Tyler Robinson's own family members turning him in. Playing the audio at AmFest already was not enough. You'll obviously just say it's AI or a hologram or an Israeli actor or something. So what's the point? We gave up the possibility of any good faith conversation with you months ago. It's like trying to reason with a maniac, brandishing a knife and screaming at people on the subway. You are the same thing. Wow.
Listen, I don't know how long we're going to have these limited edition scents in stock, so if you want to try Island Tropics, Calming Lavender, or Fresh Spring Blossoms, now's the time. It's perfect timing, in fact. Right now, we have a 4-pack.
Okay. It's a lot to unpack. I've never been compared to a maniac brandishing a weapon on a subway. Okay. First and foremost, 33 is, in fact, a Freemason degree. Not sure what that has to do with anything. It's a fact of life. I don't know why Kash Patel kept saying it, other than the fact that he was signaling to the public, or to other Freemasons. Secondly, we have addressed the DNA on a rifle. Actually, you guys haven't. And I have been clear that it's actually you guys who refuse to tell the public that there were also 5 other sets of DNA found on the rifle.
Bingo.
We know it's Tyler Robinson's rifle. We've never debated that. What we have said is that there is no evidence that that particular rifle was fired.
Right.
And also, I have to ask the question, why are you bringing up AI? And am I hallucinating, or does Turning Point regularly share videos of Charlie Kirk all the time? So why is this particular one you're worried about people thinking it's AI? They even share outdated videos and try to pretend that he's supporting the Iranian war. Like, they're getting fact-checked on X because they're sharing outdated videos and misrepresenting Charlie's actual beliefs about the Iranian war. But now they're suddenly concerned that if they release one more crucial video, people will think it's a hologram or AI or an Israeli actor. Why does that feel more like a confession to me? Like they're trying to get ahead of something. Like this might be the reason they didn't release it in the first place. And also, was I like under the influence or high? Or was it not Erica, the CEO of Turning Point USA, and the team that guaranteed us that they were going to release tons of never before seen speeches and videos? They had a whole supply of them. Can we run the clock back to 16 days after Charlie was killed and take a listen to them telling us that?
We need to be able to have people have a show where they can ask questions. Hey, I'm up against this. What would Charlie say? And we play a clip of what Charlie said a month ago, a year ago. We have decades worth of my husband's voice. We have unused material from speeches that he's had that no one has heard yet. We have Sunday specials lined up to the brim because my husband was so intentional about making sure that there was enough content. Always.
He made sure we recorded everything.
Everything.
He would not do a speech unless we could get the video and the
100%. So we have speeches that no one's heard of. We have interviews that no one's heard of. We have stuff from Korea and Japan that no one's heard of.
Podcasts.
So, I mean, in the words of my husband, buckle up, because there is a lot of content to be had. And we have so many amazing things down the pipeline that we are working on currently that will
unveil in due time.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
Look at these two finishing.
Why is this not about Candace? What changed here? This is you guys making a promise that you were going to release Charlie. You've got his voice, you've got videos, you've got speeches, you've got never before seen everything. He's in Korea, he's with Mikey McCoy. Why is it suddenly that this one particular and most crucial video to your narrative, a video that you yourselves introduced into the public conscience, absent any pressure. Nobody said, hey, we need to know that Charlie wanted this thing immediately. What's the story? Did he go and save us at a retreat 3 weeks before he died? We didn't put any pressure on you guys. You just casually mentioned and came up with a whole story that you had captured this video of Charlie's, one of his dying wishes, because that's a normal question for donors to ask to a 31-year-old man. Hey, what happens if you die? Who do you want to take over? Done a ton of donor events with Charlie, including ones in Aspen. Never heard of this question ever, but I guess things changed. They had different concerns. And now I'm asking you guys the question, what changed that me simply asking for you to release this footage makes you angry? The mere idea of being asked to release this footage makes Blake angry. And to this analogy or accusation that it's because you're afraid of a psychopathic predator like me brandishing a knife on the subway. I want to let you know, I laughed so hard at this ex-user. His name.
Isn't that what happened to what's her name? Who had got stabbed in the neck? Oh my gosh. Her mama was sitting next to remember they sat her mama next to Erica at the state of address. How disrespectful. I can't think of her name. I can't think of her name. Man, that video. World star, man. They'll ain't got no chill. That's what we saw the video with. I forgot her name. Something. Who got
on his immediate common sense response to this, because common sense is clearly lacking at Turning Point USA. He tweeted this. He said, if a maniac was brandishing a knife and screaming at people on the subway because they wanted me to send them a video, I would just send them the video. Like, yeah, man. Okay. I'll be your brandishing knife psycho, like common sense here, fact, who's like, no, I'd rather die than show this psycho on the subway this video. Like, yeah, here you go. Here's a video. You chill, man. Nobody has to die today. Here it is. Here's my husband saying he wants me to take over the company. Show the video to the psychopathic dude, Blake. Okay? No one wants to die on the red line. I said, who wouldn't do it? Who wouldn't show the video? And then someone replied and said, the only person who wouldn't show the psychopath the video is the person who doesn't have it. Okay? That's the reality. That is the reality. Only the person who doesn't have it would not show him the video. And yeah, so I wanted to make that public demand because that now feels significant. It kind of locks in another piece of the puzzle here with why Erica's story about her childhood seems to have changed. It's dishonest narrative that she was raised with a single mom, and like they were just kind of again shape shifting a bit to get the public prepared for this moment or to accept this moment. And I'm asking also because I have a trick up my sleeve. As always, I would like to put Turning Point in a position where they share this video.
Look, always.
Here's the reality. Your college degree took 4 years and $100,000. AI skills, 28 days and $20. Guess which one your boss cares about more in 2026?
Stop. Please stop using ChatGPT like it's Google. Get AI certified in 28 days and you won't recognize yourself.
So I'm over 42 and I just got AI certified in less than a month. One program changed everything. I didn't quit my job or spend thousands on courses. Instead,
I personally think it went something like this. They were overthinking. Someone in the room was like, okay, but like then if we name Erica the CEO like 48 hours later, then people might notice that Charlie, all that footage of him for years touring around the world, telling women to get married, raise kids, if they have a fulfilling life. Wouldn't it be weird if she suddenly then takes this position? Like people might wonder, hey, was that her plan all along? What should we do? Oh, okay, we need to have like audio prepared of Charlie saying he wanted her to take over. And we'll tell them that it was just like a totally normal, casual donor question that he said like all the time. He told us all the time, what happens if you die at 31? He was constantly thinking about dying and Erica taking over. And then we'll release the audio. And then we'll do some PR, like Netanyahu's team could do this for us. We're going to have Erica interviewed and she'll tackle that question head on. Seem like she is being forthright. Someone will ask her, hey, why the sudden 180? And she'll give a perfect, sensible answer, which I should mention she tried to do at the New York Times Book Summit when someone raised it. Take a listen.
You've urged, as he has, women not to delay building families.
I beg your pardon?
You've urged women not to delay having families.
Right.
And
I beg your pardon?
You talked about serving your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And
he served me also. He would ask, how can I serve you? We would ask it to each other.
And a number of them said, please ask her how you think about your career and now that you're going to be taking over Turning Point and balancing family and what your view is of that.
No, it's a great question. It's actually a very thoughtful question. I grew up with a mother who was an entrepreneur. It was her and I. My parents got divorced when I was very young, when I was 5. And I saw that as a blueprint. So that does not scare me, being a single mom, if you will, now, and running a company. There really is no such thing as balance. There's always going to be a give and take. But what this group...
As a Libra, I don't know what she's talking about. As a Libra, I have no idea what she's talking about. There's no such thing as balance. I don't know what
process
the fuck she's
has
talking
taught
about. Thank
me
you
is
for
that there is really no blueprint of what I'm going
Oh my goodness, Henry is in the chat. I'm so sorry. I was a little busy, Henry. Hi. I remember Henry. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for, of course, the engagement, but thank you for speaking in the chat. It caught my attention. I was the one that had. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate you stopping by, my love. Happy Thursday.
It's really a one-of-one type of situation. And it's interesting because when you view how pain can be morphed into a form of purpose that you see will outlive you, again, it puts into perspective that this isn't about me. This isn't about my life. This is about the legacy my husband left behind, but it's also about how we're fighting the good fight for our country. And when it comes to career, I will be fully transparent. I was fully bought into the boss babe. I mean, I lived in Manhattan. Charlie essentially plucked me out of the New York City orbit and was like, no, I have a healthier way of viewing things and looking at life and things like that. And he was right. He was right. And
I is rambling like a mug. What the hell? What the hell she talking about? Like, she went left, right, then pivoted right, then went back left, and then she was like, you know what? I'm getting lost. Let me just ramble. That's that shit that Donald Trump ass be doing.
I remember thinking, if I would have stayed on that path I was on, I would have lost out on some of the most beautiful moments of my life. Children.
If you would have stayed on that path, what path she talking about? If she would have stayed on that path, what is going on? What the fuck just happened?
Having a husband,
look at Erica,
being able to create and build something so
look
incredible.
At Candace.
And again, yes, balance is an illusion. I bring my.
Listen, I don't know. I can't even fathom how she's like. Matter of fact, you know what? I have a great one. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. I have some good balance quote. Let me find me a good balance quote for tomorrow or the next time I go live. You know, I just have to put that out there. The next time I go live. I ain't gonna say tomorrow. I'm gonna just say the next time I go live. See, and listen. I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better. As soon as I hear a word, I'm like, ooh, I have a word. A balanced. Let me just find a quote. Let me. Cause she irking me with that. She's trying to, dismiss balance. Girl, I'm a Libra. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. What is she talking about? There's no such thing as balance. Bitch, what? To put everything in balance is good, but it's good. To put everything in harmony is better. Ooh, that's an interesting one. To put everything in harmony is better. Who said that? Who is Victor Hugo? That name sounds familiar. I like that one, but I don't like the background. The background, I be trying to change up the background. They'll have like the same fucking background. Look, different quote, same background. And so it's like you have good quotes, but it's like give me some flowers or something. Whatever. Never let success go to your head and never let failure go to your heart. Oh, I like the flowers too. I like those flowers. I do like those. I do take that into consideration. I have no idea who said this quote. Let me see if I can get the. I do have to take a moment to prep for. Oh Lord, wait a second. Hold on. Let me trash this because I got it out of view. Do we know who said it? Give love, laugh. Oh no. We have no author for the quote. Bummer. Balance. Never let success go to your head and never let failure go to your heart. See, good quote, even better background. Okay, I have that quote for tomorrow. Okay, all right. Let me shut the fuck.
Into the office. I have them with me constantly. We have a phenomenal team. It doesn't just.
When she keeps saying, when Erica say, I have my kids with me at the office, and then she immediately says after that sentence, we have a phenomenal team. She's talking about the nannies. She pays somebody on payroll to watch the kids. I'm like, you need to just build you a little child care center. Make it into a little child care center. So everybody can bring their kids, not just your kids. Now, don't just have somebody on payroll watching your kids. Everybody bring your kids, and we just gonna have a school. Turning Point, toddler turning point. Turning toddler point. I don't know. Figure it out.
Shoulders. Charlie was very good about creating and intentionally building a machine where it turns from founder-led to vision-led.
All he asked her was, do you think that, it's a good idea for you to be pivoting like this? And she is round.
And he shared everything with me. I knew his goals. I knew what his vision was for things. So this is not out of my orbit. This is not uncomfortable for me. And it's not, because I'm picking up a mantle that I understand and that I know that Charlie has entrusted to me, the team has entrusted to me, the Lord has entrusted to me, and I take that very seriously.
It's that right there. It's that. The commercial music. They copyright me every time. Not over here. I can never understand how you're streaming 2 lives. 1 and 2. Somehow 2 lives get copyrighted with this commercial music. I'm like, whoa. What is all this? But then you never even think about it.
Otis came to us in 2022. That he really grew up as a little bit of a therapy dog. My mom started to have health issues. He was
right.
I mean,
right.
So many words used to say nothing to answer the question. She did
pivot,
what's referred to as the DC dip and troll. If they give you a question, just keep talking and hope that people forgot the question that was initially asked.
I told you, I'm like, child, all he asked you was, how are you pivoting in life or handling this career change? That's all he asked.
Aren't you kind of a hypocrite? Right? Aren't you a little bit of a hypocrite doing this? Well, there's so much happening. There's so much. And Charlie and I was in New York. And let me tell you a funny story about my mom in the 3rd grade.
The Lord.
No answer. Because it is full and it is utter hypocrisy. And again, it feels to me as though they had sort of prepped this. And I find it, am I wrong here? Do you guys agree? It's a little suspicious that they love releasing videos, the books, everything of Charlie Kirk. And yet here they have on camera, allegedly, his dying wish for Erica to take over. If he dies young at the age of 31, which he then happened to do 3 weeks later, and they don't want to release it. And they're angry if you ask. They're angry, you brandishing psychopathic subway killer. Seems a little suspicious. I'm going to leave it at that. And before I tell you something that's even more suspicious, did a lot of research into her day of alibi that she was with her mother. And I want to put out some feelers for you and let you know what we have discovered. We will do that when we come back.
The last person.
Quick break.
I think it was Christian.
All right, you guys, you see the headlines, you read the stories, and then the impact shows up in your own numbers. Balances are rising and fees are piling up. Minimum payments are designed to stretch debt out for years. That's why you need to check out PDS Debt. Whether you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills, PDS Debt has custom options to help you get out of debt. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan that's designed just for you. There is no minimum credit score required. They are here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, which is in your pocket. PDS Debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. It boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and it holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because PDS has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. Every month you wait, it costs you more interest and fees. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. When the numbers are clear, you should act. Take back control in just 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's pdsdebt.com/Candace. I also want to tell you guys about Just Thrive because maybe you're looking for a simple way to feel better from the inside out, and that is exactly what Just Thrive can do for you. They have a probiotic that is clinically proven to arrive 100% alive in your gut, so it actually works where it matters. That means less bloating, more natural energy, and even clearer looking skin that you'll notice. And if digestion or cravings are a struggle, their digestive bitters can help. It's a blend of 12 science-backed herbs in one easy capsule that helps kickstart digestion and supports your body's natural signals, so you feel more in control, not the other way around. Together, these products support a healthier gut, which is key to feeling like your best self fast. Just Thrive has been trusted for over a decade, helping thousands of people take charge of their health with high-quality, science-backed supplements for gut, immune, and brain support. If you're ready to try it for yourself, then you can take the Just Thrive Feel Better Challenge and you'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to justthrivehealth.com/Candace. And don't worry, there is a 100% money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. That's justthrivehealth.com/Candace. All right, you guys, let's get into Erica's story regarding her whereabouts on September 10th. Now, we've already established Erica lies, and she pivots and she edits, and then a bunch of people come out to protect her. She's got money, she'll get the PR to come. But I tend to agree, having looked into her background and her story and the manner in which she lies, I tend to agree with the opinion, which was shared by Elizabeth Lane, that Erica has psychopathic tendencies. By the way, Blake, looking back at you, buddy, right? I'm not the one who had an employer that got allegedly shot in front of my face, and I didn't think to call 911. I feel like that's a little psychopathic. Kind of just running to the back with Mikey, and Mikey calls his wife, and you call your mom, and no one calls 911. I feel like that's a little psychopathic. I feel like walking away calmly is like the psychopathic vibes, you know? Going into the casket with your chief donor lady. It's a little psychopathic. I don't know. I'm not like an expert. I'm not Sigmund Freud. I'm not into, the Kabbalah and 33rd degree masonry, but that felt to me a little psychopathic. Anyway, regarding Erica's whereabouts on September 10th, I want to be super clear at first that I am not questioning whether or not Erica's mother has an illness. That has never been what I have been investigating. I have said many times, but I've known it's been a discussion. I think Erica has even herself talked about her mother's Lyme disease in different settings. The reason why this is even significant is because it's a part of Erica's story, whether or not she was with her mother, as she says, on September 10th, when she received the news from Mikey McCoy that Charlie was shot. Because I cannot ignore my gut feeling that a person that will do that, have the chief fundraiser record you grieving over your husband, that they've got some tendencies to use emotion to manipulate people. And there was something that felt off to me about when I learned after Charlie's assassination, the timing of her post. 2 days prior to Charlie being shot, she posts this video of her mother looking tremendously frail and sick on the 8th. Despite the fact that she had not posted her mother in years. It feels manipulative to me. It feels like providing the public with an unimpeachable boundary. Like, look at my mother in this state. Anything that I say that is attached to my clearly ailing mother cannot and should not be questioned because that would be immoral. Again,
changing the nail game and winning at it. Gel polish used to mean damage, acetone, scraping, and
again, manipulative, highly manipulative, especially to post something like that without details. Okay, there's nobody worse on Instagram. This is like a broader point than people who post themselves and their arm and they're getting an IV and they like put a verse and then they give you no further details. It's like it's just a cry for attention, right? It's never normal to do that without any details. And it also, in the context of Erica, makes it so that people will just fill in the blanks and assume the worst, right? To assume that something, like maybe her mother's terminal. So we were initially told about Erica's whereabouts on September 10th, or at least I think this was the earliest I can remember. I'm sure Turning Point USA, and if you find clips of that, please send it to me. I know they were doing the rounds on the news, but I was not watching the news at that time. Erica sat down with the New York Times, as we have many times covered over, just days following the assassination, welcomed them into her and Charlie's apartment. And here's what they published verbatim. They wrote, it had been Ms. Kirk's plan to accompany her husband to Utah, but her mother would be undergoing medical treatment in Phoenix area that same day. Home needs you, Mr. Kirk told her. They agreed that she would instead travel with him on the next leg of the tour to Colorado State University. So they're already kind of setting up right there, like the whole reason she wasn't there was because her mother is so sick and she needed to be there. It continues. Ms. Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local time in Phoenix when she saw the number of her husband's longtime assistant, Michael McCoy, appear on her phone. In retrospect, she said she knew the words, "He's been shot," before Mr. McCoy screamed them. Kind of weird. Not every day somebody gets shot that's a political figure. I don't know. That just seems very strange to me. But that's her story. So they said the hospital. Again, we're going to have to assume now that this reporter is like just writing whatever they want. The most crucial details, they're just effing up. And for whatever reason, we have a scenario where no one's moving to correct them. Okay, so that was the established narrative, that she was in the hospital. So it was like this double whammy of she not only lost her husband, but she was just being this doting daughter and, standing by her mother's side. She's getting treatment and her mother looks like she might be dying. Again, these are psych games. Then we heard straight from Erica in November, a little more detail during her sit down with Jesse Waters. Here's what she told us.
How did you find out Charlie had been shot?
Was at my mom's doctor's appointment. I had my phone and I see the video come in of him flinging out the hats. And I said, Mom, look, it's starting.
There was a cut there, too. Did you see that, Scott?
So we saw the hats being flung. I put my phone down and it was on silent, so I had no reason to look back at it.
Did you see that?
I moved my mom. I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Mikey started calling me. Called me with him.
Let me go get this guy. Hold on. He's calling me. Open it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me empty out of my pockets. Let me empty out of my pockets. Man. I did remember to take off my robe before I got back there. Like, I was like, put the phone in your pocket, take the robe out, Come on. You know, just to kind of help with the transition. You know, you have to just lay it, get them some breasts. Come on.
He's been shot. Get the kids. Get security. Get the kids. Get the kids. He's been shot. I sprinted out of her treatment center. He just collapsed in the middle of the parking lot. Called our security. Yeah.
In the middle of the parking lot. Get the kid. Treatment center. That's not what the flight records say. That's not what Elizabeth McCoy said. Well, I guess Elizabeth McCoy was saying that, you know, the news that he didn't make it versus when you heard he got shot. But
unbelievable nightmare.
These viral Paleo Deli beef sticks are on sale right now for 30 beef sticks for $36. These are the most delicious beef sticks on the market. There are tons of flavors and they're naturally.
Okay, so a little bit more there. She got the call with Mikey. She collapses in a parking lot. Also, I was just, if you heard me speaking to Skylar, he has like a producer's eye at the stuff. I think I noticed a cut actually, because there was so much bizarre jump cuts in this interview. If you go back and watch it, clearly a lot of editing went into it. And there's also this bizarre, I think I saw a jump cut right when she says, I was at my mother's medical appointment, and then it looks like they kind of patched it. But can you just play just the beginning again when she...
How did you find out Charlie had been shot?
Was at my mom's doctor's appointment. I had my phone and I see the video come in of him.
Or just like a different angle. Could be. Anyways, we come out of that. Anyway, the place in question, so then I started prodding, asking people. I was like, well, that's a pretty big event, right? A woman collapsing in a parking lot on a day. This is literally a day that will live in infamy. Everyone will remember where they were when they learned that Charlie Kirk had been shot.
I was at the house. And let me tell you something. I was on YouTube. Shout out to BJ Investigates. I don't know why she's not on my timeline. I don't know why who's not my algorithm anymore. But shout out to that surprise witness.
Big of an event this was. This is like 9/11. I'm sure JFK getting shot. Obviously, I was not alive.
It was the day before 9/11. What you mean?
But like I can tell you exactly where I was during 9/11. I can tell you exactly where I was when Charlie got shot.
5th grade, Miss House, Tracer House, Douglas Elementary School, in Thomasville, Georgia 31792.
And this is everyone. This has never been seen before. To watch somebody bleed out in that way, it spread like fire. So even if you were someone who did not know who Erica Kirk was.
Right.
If you got the news that Charlie had been shot and you then realized, oh my gosh, that's so funny because then her face was everywhere. I just realized I must have seen Erica Kirk because I was in my car. It's a massive parking lot where she's referring to. And I saw a woman collapse. And like that, she had blonde hair. Like that's what I'm looking for. Like there should have been a lot of eyewitnesses to this scene of a woman collapsing. It also would require, of course, if you collapse in a parking lot, that the nurses are going to come out, escort you back in. How are you going to get from that parking lot? Are they going to call the police? Who knows? So then I determined that the place in question is not a hospital at all. There's no way that anyone would describe it as a hospital. It would be more appropriately described as an IV therapy place. If you were going to compare it to anything, it is a holistic clinic, which is a good thing. I'm all for holistic medicine. So I just want to assert that it is not by any stretch of an imagination a hospital. And for sure, Erica's mother has in the past received treatments there. Okay, I was able to determine that factually she had. In fact, she went in for a treatment 2 days earlier on September 8th because people sent me records of that. Now, didn't ask for them. They sent it. Didn't ask anybody to violate HIPAA, whatever. But I can confirm she was there on September 8th. Now, regarding the 10th, a very strange thing occurred. So we had put out an APB. Anybody that can confirm this. I'm looking for anybody in the parking lot, somebody that works there, somebody that maybe works adjacent to it. Please tell us, send us more tips at CandaceOwens.com. And what we received was a flurry of text messages from various nurses and people who are friends and family of nurses who received these messages, who alleged. Initially, you could see this orbit that Erica was at this place when she got the news that she had collapsed in the parking lot. So I thought, great, now I'm getting closer. And in some of these messages, they said the nurses had to carry her inside. Great. But then when we pushed further, okay, we bit on the bait. We kept finding that the story fell through the cracks, meaning that everyone involved had heard it from someone. So you get a nurse, this nurse was there. We'd prod that nurse. Oh, no. Actually, I've just followed up with her. And now she's saying, here are the messages, that it was her colleague nurse was there. Okay, we find the colleague nurse. This colleague nurse said this. Oh, actually, also hers is not first person. It's another nurse. We were just going around in circles and kept pushing, going, everyone thinks another nurse saw it. Did it happen, or were they all told that it happened here? And the more we pushed, at long last, we had arrived at a more solidified story. At least it appeared ostensibly like a more solidified story, that actually they said, you know what, Erica was there, but she was in a meeting with the lead doctor in his office. Suddenly her mother had been completely removed from the story. Nobody would confirm Lori in the story. Now, the doctor in question, who I'm not going to name at this moment because we just went out with him because we feel confident in what we have been able to pull together. He and his wife are involved. He's involved, I should say, via his wife in politics in a big way. Federal politics, I would say. And that is of some interest to me. On the other side of things, they certainly, I'm referring to him and his wife, told friends that Erica was in their office with a friend. To be clear, not with her mother, but with a friend. We also have a person who has come forward and they claim that Erica was with her security guard.
Hello? Hey, Rebecca.
Derek Niekirk, when she got the news, with her security guard, and they were explicit. She was not with her mother, okay? And lastly, we were given the name of a woman from Dassel, Minnesota, who has claimed that she, and not Erica, was with Lori when Lori got the news that her son-in-law had been shot. Again, I would like to stress here that across all of these testimonies, Erica and Lori are not together. I am again going to also decline to name that woman in Minnesota because we have reached out now for comment. Suffice it to say that when we combine all these testimonies, the common theme, the common denominator, if you will, is that Erica and Lori were apart on September 10th. So, a couple of questions. Did the doctor just say, you could say you were here? This will be an air-packed alibi. We will say I own the office. We're friends. I definitely can establish some connections between Turning Point USA and his wife, where his wife works. But that's one narrative that's running in my mind is, did he just say, well, say that's here and I will tell people, nurses, that you were here, and that's how this all spread through wildfire, but no nurse was actually able to confirm that they themselves was there. We'll start the rumor, if you will, that you were here. That's one option. And another option is she was actually there and not with her mother and with Derek Niekirk and in his office for some reason, taking a meeting. That's another option. But I feel on the basis of the legwork that we have done and how far we have investigated this and the people that we have spoken to with intimate knowledge, and of course, again, the lack of eyewitness to a woman collapsing in a parking lot on such a day that is, eternally downloaded in all of our minds, I feel it is very fair for me to state that I do not believe Erica was with her mother on that day. I believe that was a part of a narrative that was pre-sold to us and packaged beginning actually on September 8th with her post of her mother in a frail state. We will keep pushing. If you have any more information pertaining to what I just shared, please email us at moretips@CandaceOwens.com. Moretips@CandaceOwens.com. Okay, lastly, I am going to check here and see. I think we're running up on time. I do want to honorably mention that Pam Bondi was fired. Trump made the announcement on social media saying Pam Bondi is a great American patriot, a loyal friend who faithfully served as my attorney general over the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across the country, with murders plummeting to their lowest level since 1900. We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important new job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. And our Deputy Attorney General and a very talented and respected legal mind, Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as Acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, now, people, I think, initially thought this must be related to her fumbling the Epstein files so hard. No, her and Trump are on the same team. When it comes to the Epstein files, please do not put that on Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi was doing as she was instructed to do by Trump, by Trump's orbit of friends who are all in the Epstein files. They protected the Epstein files together, okay? It was under her watch, and because if that was the case, Kash Patel would be gone too. Under her watch and under Kash Patel's watch, that the Epstein files got released. And don't forget, because it kind of happened over Christmas, we never discussed it, that during that release, they even released a deep fake video of Jeffrey Epstein in his cell committing suicide. Did you guys remember this? This kind of was a blip because this all happened on December 23rd, a couple days before Christmas. Most people were on break. They released a fake video, and they got clocked on the fake video. And then they removed the fake video and refused to comment on it. Yeah, because Jeffrey Epstein is clearly alive, okay? He's wake up. He is alive. It was an Israeli operation to get him out of there. It's the reason why the New York Post had the exclusive photos in the story. This New York Post, for all intents and purposes, just a Mossad outfit, okay? They work on behalf of Israel. Oh, the New York Post exclusively finds Ghislaine Maxwell every single time. It's the New York Post. And so, yeah. This is not the reason she's being fired. We then learn actually that the reason that Trump fired her is because he's upset with her because he believes that she is the one that tipped off Eric Swalwell regarding an investigation into his relationship. You know, he was dating the Chinese spy girl. And so apparently the FBI was sort of preparing a bunch of documents relating to his relationship with Christine Fang. And Trump believes that she intervened and tipped him off, and he was angry with her. So it's like, you're not loyal to me, even though she's like, hey, you know, I kind of backed you up on Jeffrey Epstein, but you know how Trump is, you're in or you're out. And if you don't worship the ground he walks on and do everything he says, then you got to go. So Trump needs a better dog, essentially. And she is sleazy, obviously. And so I don't know why he's shocked. You're all sleazy. Everybody is sleazy post Epstein, but don't get excited, guys. It certainly is not related to Trump doing the right thing. Don't be confused and think that he did the right thing and realize that they fumbled the Epstein ball, even though that's how they're going to want to play it to the public, because the other part sounds much more petty. And that's why it's buried deep in all of the articles about what happened with Eric Swalwell. So I wanted you guys to know that everything is still tremendously fake and gay, and we are being ruled by elites, people who deem themselves to be elites, but are actually kind of just deranged and disgusting. So there is that. We'll take a brief break before I get to some of your comments.
Narcissists don't target weak women, they target the fixers who were trained by toxic parents to tolerate the bare minimum. Growing up with parents that are loving and engaged one day and shut down and disconnected the other times. This makes a lot of people develop.
All right, you guys, Pure Talk was one of the first companies I ever endorsed almost 5 years ago, and I wanted to work with a wireless company that shares my values. Pure Talk is veteran-led, so helping veterans is their North Star. They have donated over $500,000 to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization that is on the front lines of preventing veteran suicide. And Pure Talk creates American jobs with a U.S.-only based workforce. Sure, it would be a lot cheaper to send jobs overseas like other companies do, but they are committed to delivering the best experience possible for their customers. I love Pure Talk's service. They give you the same towers, the same network, the same 5G coverage as one of the big guys, but just for a fraction of the cost. I choose to do business with a company that shares my values, supporting veterans every single day and creating American jobs. So you should make the switch today. Head to puretalk.com/Owens. Post exclusively finds Ghislaine Maxwell every single time. It's the New York Post. And so, yeah, this is not the reason she's being fired. We then learn actually that the reason that Trump fired her is because he's upset with her because he believes that she is the one that tipped off Eric Swalwell regarding an investigation into his relationship. You know, he was dating the Chinese spy girl. And so apparently the FBI was sort of preparing a bunch of documents relating to his relationship with Christine Fang. And Trump believes that she intervened and tipped him off, and he was angry with her. So it's like, you're not loyal to me, even though she's like, hey, you know, I kind of backed you up on Jeffrey Epstein, but you know how Trump is. .net/Owens. All right, you guys, top comment from yesterday's episode came from Chewing the Void. He wrote, they really said, let's run the JFK model one more time and expected nobody to notice. Like, down to a T. Same players involved, same country involved, and yeah, same reason involved. Israel wants something. And then they were like, let's do this. Let's bring back the comparative bullet analysis thing. And no one will notice. We discontinued it because we needed it then and we needed it again. And there's actually more evidence. I'm not even kidding. Or you could say the same amount of evidence, an absence of evidence that there's no evidence Charlie was even shot. There's no evidence Charlie was even shot. Because it doesn't make sense that they're saying, we cut him open, went into his stomach, and what, you got one little fragment? Is that the news story they're telling? First it was the bullet. Okay, it fragmented. There should be a lot of fragments. I am looking forward to the defense getting the files from the ATF that they are requesting. You know, not just a summary, but the actual files, the pictures, the photos. I want to see what it is that they are claiming was found in Charlie's thorax. Or it was his thorax, then it was under his skin. You know, the story changes all the time. It's like like I said, little edits. Mikey called me within seconds. Oh, actually, no, Mikey did not call you within seconds. Mikey called his wife. It seems like they were kind of already on the phone, so quick. And then he three-wayed you minutes later. Like, why is everybody, like, just slightly adjusting? Why did nobody mention his wife before that? Isn't that kind of weird? Kind of like left Elizabeth McCoy out of the story. And then, like, suddenly you're like, oh, actually, there's one more thing. Did Charlie train Mikey McCoy to call his wife? That's weird. That was the initial narrative. They had to edit it after. Like, Mikey did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was amazing. He didn't call 911. He turned around, did what Charlie wanted him to do. He called his wife. And we're not supposed to notice all of these slight little edits. I notice. I'm keeping track. I'm keeping a list. Like I said, I've got some more tricks up my sleeve. We Writer was the second biggest comment, most liked comment. He wrote, Trump is implying someone is jealous of Erica because they are investigating her husband's assassination. What a strange statement. Yeah. You put it that way. Why do you want to know who killed Charlie? You're just jealous of Erica. Ugh. Stop. We're just hot. Yeah, you're just jealous. That's why you want to know who killed her husband, because you're jealous. It's like, guys, you got to work on the messaging. Also, then, like, the clip going around of him, like, reading his speech, being like, Charlie loved Erica very much. I had such a chuckle about that because, in particular, Charlie was so good at maneuvering within the White House. And, like, he always had an in with Trump's speechwriter. So he would tell them, please save a sentence. Please save a sentence if there was something that he wanted to promote, like when we were promoting Blexit. And so Trump did not write that, obviously. The speechwriter did, which means somebody replaced Charlie, probably not him, maybe Stacey Sheridan or somebody, and was like, hey, could you put this in the speech? Right, put in the speech that Charlie loved Erica, and that's why he looks down his paper. He's like, Charlie loved Erica very much. Trump doesn't write his own speeches, guys, okay? So that is highly embarrassing that you view something that should have so much substance as a talking point that will, somehow bear more weight if the president of the United States says it. Actually diminishes it. It diminishes it. That's not like you want Trump to mention your company. You don't want Trump. You shouldn't need Trump to say that your husband loved you. That's weird. Everything is so backward and weird in terms of what they are doing. And we all feel it and we all see it. Okay, so comments for today's episode. Let me scroll down here. Double O writes, hi, Blake. Please show a trusted third party then, like Megyn or your and our beloved Tucker, and let them verify or deny for the public on their good word. Since you guys don't trust Candace and a portion of her viewers do not trust you, we need to know. Or just release it. Why does it have to do with Candace? What does it actually have to do with me? You guys made the promise. You put out the narrative. You guys played it as her walkout music. Usually people just pick a song. Okay? You picked Dead Man's Dying Wish as her walkout music. So let's go. Drop the video. Stop trying to make it seem like this is, Candace. It's a strange request. Our entire basis of what we're doing relies on us telling people this is what Charlie wanted. Okay, prove it. Right? You don't need a third party. Do it. Put it on your show. I dare you. Jen's Hens writes, Candace, you are one of the few podcasters that I admire. You speak your truth even if it's not popular, and you call out nonsense despite backlash from low IQ outfits. Your courage inspires me to bring more of that into my own life. Bless you and happy Easter. Yes, you guys, happy Easter. He is risen. And who is he? Truth. Christ is King. He wins. Chuck Vino writes, hey, Candace, compared to a Subway knife psycho, Tim Dillon hears that and just cackles. It's a real knife fight out here. A friend of the show knows, bring facts or bring a bigger blade. Keep carving legends. Yeah, I mean, I laughed so hard because he's just like so unhinged. You could just tell he's very emotionally immature. He's like always like bursting. Somebody tweeted something so funny about his mannerisms, and I'm going to butcher it, and I hate that I'm going to do that, but they were basically like, whenever he speaks, it's like a lie, is like the lie is trying to escape him, you know? Like, it's like, he's like so uncomfortable, and he like jitters, and like, he's like, the lie doesn't even want to be there, and there it is. And Blake really does have that demeanor. He's like a child or something. It's just strange to me. Seven Sheets writes, TPUSA understands that they cannot replace Charlie, a one-of-a-kind innovator who led with authenticity, compassion, and transparency. Notably, he saw that in you. Not one comes close to filling the shoes of that man. Happy Easter, and God bless you. Happy Easter. And I so agree. He led with authenticity and compassion and transparency and honesty. You know, he was honest about himself, his flaws. He did make mistakes. It's so stupid that they're like trying to turn him into, are you saying that Charlie made mistakes? All the time. I argued with him about his mistakes. He argued with me about mine. We opened up to each other about our mistakes, our flaws. He was a human being. So it's so weird. That's one of their strangest arguments. Are you saying he could have hired someone that in the end stabbed him in the back? Yeah. $100 million coming. Yeah, I'm saying that. I am saying that. Remember me as having said that. Thank you. So weird. They're not even good at these like psychological games anymore. I like Lauren Brown writes, it's like watching the scene from Bridesmaids where she gives the toast to Erica's answer at the New York Times book summit. It goes on and on, my friends. 90s kids, this is an answer that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Like, she just keeps going. I don't know if the PR was in the back like, just shut up. Shh, just stop speaking. Or if they were like, just like we told you, keep speaking, don't stop. They'll forget where they are. Don't know. Honestly, with Andrew Colvege, probably the latter. Hot Mess Mom writes, why was everyone talking about Charlie dying? I remember a podcast of someone asking him what he wanted to be remembered for, and he said, if I die, and he responded for his faith. It was sketchy. During the note from our producer was that during the Iced Coffee Hour podcast, he said, I want to be remembered for courage, for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith. I do find it weird how much they are saying that Charlie thought about dying. And then like when he actually the night before said they're going to kill me, they were like, oh no, Charlie was great. He was so excited. No, never had that thought ever. Like there's just so many things that they say that conflict with one another. I find it, like I said, to be based off of my own experience, of which I have a lot. Raising money with Turning Point USA. I have a ton of experience raising money with Turning Point USA. I have never heard that question asked from a donor, ever. Highly unusual, right? And by the way, for the people that were at the event, they said what they remembered, which is much more logical, is that after Charlie gave his presentation, a donor, woman from North Carolina, asked him, like, that's a lot, you're doing a lot, you're planning on growing this way, you're one person, how are you gonna do it all? To which he then said something about Steve Jobs and how these people hire lieutenants who they trust. And like, we hire people that are going to be able to take control of different departments. It's not just me. I'm not just one guy. I hire people that I trust. Guess who he had not hired in that moment? Erica. So how did we then jump to the edit of him saying Erica? Like, are they editing a joke he made at a different time? Because there's an edit. That's an edit. We hear an edit there. Okay. Be good if we could see it. Please release it. Put pressure on Turning Point USA to release this tape. Everyone should do this. Everyone should put pressure on Turning Point USA to release the tape as they promised. Footage that they had. Unseen footage. Well, this is some footage that is unseen that we would like to see. And I also want to tell you guys, obviously we're going off for a week. We have tons to investigate. If I will put out more APBs. If you know anything about Erica's whereabouts on September 10th. We want to hear from you. More tips at CandaceOwens.com. Lori's whereabouts on September 10th. We think we're pretty close to nailing her down. We still want to hear from you. More tips at CandaceOwens.com. And also want to audibly mention, like just when we went live, I heard about Judge Lehman throwing out an entire portion of Justin Baldoni's case, Blake Lively's case against him for sexual harassment. And I'm having the best week ever. What can I say? I am having the best week ever. I just have like extra sauce and glitter and balloons on me. I am glowing.
It's that yellow and mustard sweater. I clocked it on the way in. With the turtleneck. I want to see if it got pockets or something. How long does it go down?
I don't know what's happening.
She's so funny.
Taxes was chasing updates and getting nowhere.
But this week is about me. This should have been my birthday. My birthday's not for weeks, but this should have been my birthday week. I am so upset it wasn't because it feels like it. I'm just racking up the wins, you know? Strong week for Candace Owens supporters. Justice ultimately being served. You go, Justin Baldoni. That is my cousin, you know, and he knows we're this close, guys, to getting the kombucha. We are this close. Did I tell you guys, fun update? He's moving here to Tennessee.
Ooh.
I know why he's moving here. No one has figured this out. He's moving here because eventually he wants to get kombucha with me. So congratulations, Justin Baldoni. The sexual assault claims were insane. Women be crazy, yo. That's been the theme of the last year. Women be crazy, yo. Very crazy, yo. So crazy, yo. But then be trying to manipulate and be like, oh, I'm a shy little puppy.
Oh my God.
I would say Blake Lively was grieving differently too. After her alleged sexual assault. She was grieving differently. Trying to take over a whole movie. Seemed like women have been trying to stage some hostile takeovers as of late. I'm just putting the pieces together. Okay? Women be crazy, yo. While we are gone, if you need to get your fill of me, reminding you that we have our clips channel. So we will just be running short clips on a separate channel. So you can follow that. Also, you can buy some merch. If you miss me, put on a sweatshirt that I have in my closet. That makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you be wearing a sweatshirt that says CIA? Why wouldn't you be drinking out of a mug that says CIA? I told you we restocked those, or we'll be restocking them in a couple of weeks, I think on April 13th. They are, sold out, but they will be restocked in a couple of weeks. And so do that. Tag me and support the show, support independent creators, support other creators who are making content and who it would not be possible for us to do this show without their research. It's been great. It's been tons of fun. I'll have so much more for you, obviously. When I get a week off to research, it is the best. We will see you guys, unless you're in the book club, we will see you guys in over a week. Happy Easter.
Let me just get them cashews a break because I know I be going ham. I don't know what's going on with this algorithm now. I don't even know who Nevaeh talking to. I don't know who she's talking to. And she pregnant. We got another Costco haul. Let me get you ready for this YouTube short. What was all in that garage? What? Try to show everybody that I've been watching rug cleaning videos. Those are the best. We got some popcorn up here, some tissue. Is this Electra? It's crazy how you have to get out your car, drive, get out, and get your camera. Just to catch that shot. Oh, so you shopping. You don't get it delivered this time. Sponsors on. I'm surprised she... Don't do that. Don't do that. Because we need to know who paid. We need to know who paid. Hold on. Louis bag. Purse. Keys. Who paying? Oh, U.S. No credit card. It might be a credit card. No, that's U.S. Bank. I think U.S. Bank got credit cards. And she gonna show the receipt. I see $1,787.46. And then we had 109 items sold. I don't know. With these big boxes of pieces. Okay. I like that. You know she gotta clean that refrigerator out, honey. She should have did that before she left. If you ask me, why the hell would you be cleaning that after you done got all that ice cream melting? It's a little steamer. Dawn. I'm gonna try that Dawn. I like those little microfiber. They ain't microfiber, but okay, portable vacuum or something like that. She gotta clean them chairs. Strawberries. Whatever that little light thing is. Strawberries, baking soda. Whatever that little light thing is. And then, okay, baking soda, just let them dry. And then, okay, lids. I don't know, what them eggs, okay. And then she put them ranch on top of them carrots. Pepperoni. I don't know who just eating random pepperonis. Label maker. More egg, something. Okay, then everything. Okay. Juice me up. Is that pomegranate juice? Cranberry juice? Be careful with me. Butter. Carrot gold. Eggs. Quarter power, something protein, drink, cream soda, all that. That's dangerous having all them drinks on the side of that door like that, but to each his own. Maybe after party in Canada. Is she drinking? Of course. Look at her with this bottle of Henny. Oh my God. And this bottle of Henny. Why are you on stage with a bottle of Henny? Let me just put it on mute. I know it's music playing, obviously. What is she doing? Because my God, it was calling her homeless.
I'm not homeless.
It's giving homeless.
I'm not homeless. I've always had a home. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna be homeless with a kid.
She's trying to make it seem like because you got a kid, you can't be homeless.
I was 18. Shit, I was living in my car at like 17 in Indiana at the moment when I had just got kicked out and go stay at my best friends and her aunties, and then I ended up moving in my own spot as soon as I turned 18. As soon as I turned 18, April 12th, I went and filled out an application. No, in Indiana, and I had got two.
Look, even Armand talking about it. I'm telling you, man, it sounds crazy. I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping. And the crazy thing is, somebody had already talked about it. Like, I'm telling you, somebody had already, look at my algorithm going crazy. Somebody had already talked about it. So let me just see. Welcome to the neighborhood. I ain't been over there to what it look like TV in a minute. How screen? What screens really do to your child's brain development? Don't even start. I'm like, don't even start. Look, here go. You know he gonna talk about it. You know Trap Lord Ross is gonna get on it. See what I mean? Everybody's talking about it. It's crazy. It's a fucking crazy. Like, what? Oh, Theo Von was on there? Official. Theo, look at Theo.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record it.
It's only
Here's how it works.
Theo, that's he on my timeline.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
No, it could be TikTok.
Did you see that they don't know that there's conflicts of interest about, or no, did you see, sorry, I'm starting the sentence off wrong. Did you see that there is some issues about the bullet that killed that guy? Of Charlie Kirk? I'm sorry.
That guy, get it together. My God, he all over the place.
Say that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
Let me clarify that, I think. And we'll find out if this is correct. But I see headlines and I see the way people are talking about it, and I don't know if it's accurate.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what I think is accurate is what they're saying is that from the fragments of the bullet, they were unable to determine that it came from that Mauser rifle.
I see.
My issue with it, and I'm no expert, but I have shot things. Like, I'm a hunter. I've shot things with rifles. I've shot a lot of rifles. A 30-06 is a big round. That's a big round. Show me an image.
Would it hurt if it hit you?
Would it hurt?
It's debunked Tyler Robinson's ballistic claim. Unable to identify is not the same as ruled out, which is exactly what I'm saying. Right? So show me an image of a 30-06 round, 30-06 rifle round. I want you to look at this. Look at the size of that fucker, okay? Look at a 30-06 versus a 308.
That's a fucking paperweight.
A 30-06 it's a big round. You see it in that guy's hand?
Yeah. Oh my God, are you serious?
That's 30-06. So this is
that's a fat little hand though. Too. Look at that thing.
That's like my hand. This is the point. Is that's a big round. That's not a small round. I mean, I don't know. What isn't it compared to? I use a 300 Win Mag.
Look at that on the right there. You just had it. Those cartridges.
5.56. Yeah. Is meant for war. 30-06 is meant for hunting. No, I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, that doesn't look realistic.
That's what a 30-06 looks like. Okay, in comparison to a quarter. So you look at it. So a quarter's about that high. It's about that big. That's a big round, dude. That's a round for hunting like elk. Like, it's a very common round. Well, see, do me a favor and compare 30-06 to 300 Win Mag. Compared to 300 Win Mag.
I'm just scared, dude.
So 300 Win Mag, I think, is fatter. Let's see the difference.
What is Theo talking about?
Okay. There it is. 300 Win Mag on the left. Oh, 30-06 is bigger.
Oh, look.
Okay.
Little couple.
Is that real? Which one's which, though? Show me that one far left. Far left? Right there. Okay, 300 Win Mag and 30-06. So 300 Win Mag has a little bit more powder in it. See? See how it goes higher up? So it has more charge. It's a bigger round. But my point is, that's a big round. So like 300 Win Mag's a big round.
Yeah.
30-06 is slightly smaller, but it's still, that's a lot of powder in that bad boy. That's a lot of firepower. So this is what a lot of people have an issue with, is the wound. That there was no exit wound.
Right.
It shot him in like the soft tissue of the neck.
If it killed you,
it didn't go out.
Would you feel pain?
I mean, it looked like he was dead almost instantly. It looked like he slumped over. I think he was at the very least unconscious.
But it would have left his body, you're saying?
I think it would have blown a hole out the back.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's like 9mm do that sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, it seems weird that it doesn't have an exit hole.
Yeah.
It seems weird that you're shooting him in the neck. And the image from the back, there's a video of him getting shot from the back. It doesn't leave an exit hole. So it doesn't look like it's that round.
Right.
There's also the fact that this guy supposedly climbed on the roof with it and then assembled it, which doesn't make sense, because if you assemble it, that means you have to take the scope off, put the scope back on. You have to zero the rifle after you do stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy who had killed or allegedly killed Osama bin Laden. Who's that? Mike? Who's the?
I know who you're talking about. The Navy SEAL.
Yep, he was just talking about that. And I only say allegedly because I don't know anything about that. I don't know the specifics, even though I read the freaking book he wrote. But yeah, he was saying that to be able to do all that and get off of that roof, it all seems bizarre.
Not only that, they supposedly disconnected the rifle again, took it apart on the roof, put it in his backpack, jumped off with it, and then reassembled it and left it in the woods.
And allegedly was at a Dairy Queen. Do you see that? Yes. Who could shoot someone and go to Dairy Queen?
It seems weird. And then also his family's denying that he confessed.
Yeah.
They were saying that, no, he didn't confess.
And we haven't heard...
His family said 2% of what they're saying about this is correct.
Have you reached out to them, or have they reached out to you?
No, well, I don't think they can. I mean, they're probably terrified about their son's future in life. Like, they're trying to pin this crime on him. Who knows if he did it or didn't do it? I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But I am saying that the story of him climbing up there with a disassembled gun, assembling it, making that shot, disassembling it again, climbing down. If that's the narrative, that sounds like straight horseshit.
Yeah.
And the video of him hopping down does not look like he's a rifle when he's hopping down. So what's happening? How did he get up there? How did no one see it? There's so mmany things that are fucked up about that story. It doesn't totally make sense. But a big one to me is the actual bullet hole, the actual damage that rifle does. Look, but here's another thing. Guns do weird things sometimes. Like, bullets do weird things, and sometimes they don't maybe it fucking center punched his spinal column and it did blow apart and it didn't go out the back. It's possible.
Have they released any information about the autopsy?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Like, they just gave the damn defense the autopsy back in December. No,
I don't know.
I mean, you would think that...
I don't know what the specifics are, but I know a lot of people are very skeptical, which they are about everything these days, which is also part of the problem.
Well, they have to be skeptical because the news is compromised. The news is owned by, it's not good. And
it's also, there's a lot of disinformation out there. There's a lot of, like, covering up stories. There's a lot of weird shit.
And, yes, and then even... other places can put out news that's bad for us. They'll be like, oh, well, we'll put this out there.
Sure.
Disguised as information.
Yeah.
But did you see that exploding mic theory? Did you guys talk about that on here?
I've heard that theory, but I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. I've heard people talk about it, but I hadn't looked into it. It looks like he got shot. I don't know if the microphone's going to hit you in the neck. Like, how do you know where the mic...
I think the problem with the mic, it's a remember the guy was talking about that last night with Hodge twins, whoever he was. I don't even know his name. They didn't even say who he was in the description or even the thumbnail or something. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know. But remember, we had slowed it down and we actually saw that bullet traveling. Because I guess my thing with the whole exploding mic theory, the sound, the bullet sound. If you have a exploding mic, then what made that sound? That's the only, I think that was like my first thing. I can't seem to get with the exploding mic theory, only because we heard that sound of a gun being shot, a really loud gun being shot. And it's almost like, well, were they playing that on the speakers or something? You know what I mean? It's so, I don't know. My thing is, if the exploding mic theory was accurate or believable, then he would have fell backwards, because I believe the mic was like under his shirt, like connected to like a magnet or something like that. So if it was an exploding mic, then the shirt would have had like that front damage. The shirt would have been kind of, you know, and then of course, because it's on the front, that means that his trajectory would have, the impact would have caused him to fall backwards. Whereas when we slowed the footage down, the footage that back footage, when we slowed it down, we actually was able to see that bullet traveling. It was so small, but we was able to see that bullet traveling. And of course, that was why when he got hit, he fell this way. You can't get hit and then fall in the same, I won't say can't, but the way gravity works. You know, you get hit, you're going to fall. You get hit, you're going to fall. Something, you're going to fall back. You get hit from the back, it's just how gravity works. But
pointing, you're moving around a lot. How do you know when to make it go
That's
off?
a good point. They had it like on his shirt at a specific spot, but yeah, you're right. How would you know? But then the place where
it sounds like a gunshot though, and there's a delay between the gunshot and the impact.
And the impact. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, when you heard it, you know what I mean? Like, boom.
Of like acoustic readings, and I think somebody did an analysis of the distance they believe the shot was taken from, based on the sound. You know, if that is the round that they use, 30-06, based on the sound of the gunshot going off and the amount of time before it impacts them. It's a very small amount of time, but it is measurable. And they think that it might have actually been closer than what they're saying, which is I think 100 yards. I forget what.
Now that I can agree with, because remember the Losey Center, I believe, was like kind of in front of him, whereas the bullet, it was traveling to the right. I just don't know how anybody has never came out and been like, oh, I heard, I saw, I was there.
Exact distance was. What was the exact distance supposedly? I think it was like 140 yards or something like that. But the weird thing is, like, this whole idea of assembling and disassembling, it doesn't work like that, man.
Just don't work.
And if the guy's not a professional, was he a professional?
No, he definitely wasn't a professional. But like, you could get trained, like shooting a rifle at 140 yards with a really good scope. If you've shot a bunch of times with a rifle and you can keep your shit together, is not that far of a shot. You can make that shot. People can make that shot. He wasn't even wearing a bulletproof vest, even though he did obviously get hit in the neck. But the thing is, like, if that's the narrative, and I don't know if they're still sticking with the story, but that was what they were saying at first, that he disassembled it and reassembled it. Reassembling a gun does not make it accurate. You have to zero a rifle in. And what that involves you get to like whatever the yardage are that you're trying it out, like 100 yards, and you squeeze off a trigger, and then you look through the binoculars, or you have a spotter with a scope next to you, and he says 6 inches high right, and so then you adjust it, adjust the scope, and then you get it where it's firing, and you do it on a rest. It takes a few shots, man. So you have a rest so that you're not moving the rifle around where it can be human error, can be attributed to the miss.
And if you're on a hot roof, that was a hot roof, wasn't it?
Most official and media accounts put the shot at roughly 200 yards, with some investigative timelines suggesting a range of about 150 to 200 yards from so somewhere between 150 and 200 yards.
But dude, and also being on a hot roof. Have you ever been on a hot roof?
I have.
Dude, it's hot.
Well, it wasn't that hot. Well, yeah, it was. It was September. September in Utah, actually not that hot.
It sounds hot.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Because this was happening while I was out elk hunting.
What town did it happen in?
Here's the reality. Your college degree took 4 years and $100,000. AI skill.
What in the world?
I don't know.
You sound like you new to the party.
I'm not sure.
Look at both of them.
It was in Utah, though.
I think it was in southern Utah, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Utah's, Utah's a
Valley.
mountain. It's a mountain town. I mean,
my brother lives in Utah. I like Utah.
like I said, I was in Utah at the time.
Oh,
of
you
this
were?
happening. Yeah, I was hunting in the mountains.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know nothing. I started getting all these text messages from people wanting me to comment on things. I was like, what are you talking about? I literally didn't know what was going on. But then I had to use the Starlink to get online.
Oh, wow.
I got a Starlink. It's like
I like
literally,
Starlink.
it's like the size of a fucking iPad. And you lay it on the ground, you get high-speed internet. It's incredible.
That's cool shit.
Yeah. But that's how I had to, like, research it. Find out what the fuck people are talking about.
But did you see there was like the facility in Tennessee where they bought the whatever the mic thing was allegedly that place thing got completely obliterated. 16 people died.
What? What?
If you can bring that
Where they made the microphones?
where they made the lapel mic that he was wearing. This is probably a conspiracy thing or something.
Where'd you get this? TikTok?
This is a conspiracy theory. It's something that's absolutely true. I just
I haven't heard that one at all.
I think James Lee said
But I'm
this is
trying
James
to
Lee.
stay away from this shit.
I
That's
agree.
why I'm not. That's why I don't know.
I agree. It's just I think
until you get over there with damn Jesse, and Jesse's like, oh no, he totally faked his on death. I'm like, okay, you guys are.
I don't know. It's just a
So my point about the round is it's a large round, and it seems like it would have done more damage. And this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of many experts.
Yeah,
I agree with their opinion. It's not uniquely my opinion. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, he got shot. And then I heard it was a 30-06, and I was like,
That's interesting.
It's a little odd.
If you had to get shot by, what would you like to get? If you had to get shot,
you want to get killed, right? You don't want to get.
I don't. Shoot me with a 22.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd take a 22, but a 22 kills people.
Where would you
People
take
kill
it at?
people. Take it in the shoulder, I guess.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
No, you don't want to get shot, period.
I know, I agree, Joe, but I'm just saying, if you had to get shot, how do you because here's
Butt
the thing.
cheek, 22, and tighten up. Take it in the butt cheek. Bang. I don't know. It's not good.
But
No,
there's gonna be
no bullet is good to take. But the point.
All right, we get it. Y'all do. I'm just, oh my god, what is Chico doing with his hair?
Feeling. And we're not going into no shops either. You gonna window shop. That's what it's gonna be like. If you ain't got no money, you can't buy no clothes, can't buy no shoes. You could be staring longingly into the windows.
Look at Chico with that forehead, Lord. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here because I've been on here long enough. No needs to be doom scrolling, right? No need to be doom scrolling. So in the meantime,